we have another dog scandal in politics we need to discuss. This time, it's not Biden's dog attacking Secret Service members or Kristi Noem bragging about killing her neighbor's dog. This time, it's RFK. That is
what is he eating?
Well, it's the alleged barbecued carcass of what expert veterinarians are saying is the body of a rotisserie dog.
No chance.
Yeah.
What?
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Good morning and welcome to episode 1495 of Hard Factor. It is Wednesday, July 3rd, 2024. Thank you for cheating on the news with us. 80-ish% accuracy guaranteed on this podcast. Patreon.com/Hard Factor if you need more, up to 3 weekly bonus podcasts. Today, the most human-like robot that we've ever seen to this point. Intriguing. Another dog controversy in politics, a whole lot of sex stories. Coincidentally, Hunter Biden back in the White House, and a brand new dinosaur discovered in the USA.
Oh man, has that guy gotten its shit yet?
I hope so. Maybe. I mean, it's close to him. It's in the American West. So, yeah.
Maybe his shit discovery led to its discovery. Like, we haven't found the dinosaur that created this shit yet.
Yeah, chicken.
This dinosaur would have a hefty shit too. So I think he'd be working with.
Oh, it's
a good one for him to go after.
Right.
Poopseum. Yeah, nice. Reminder: you got Mark Will West today. Reminder: debate coverage dropping tomorrow on the 4th of July. Fresh Pod Friday. So
that's right.
If you missed the live debate coverage, don't worry. You can hear it on the RSS feed tomorrow. And then Friday, more fresh jokes.
That's right. Again, I don't want to toot our own horn, but like everything that came out afterwards, we hit in stride. Like Omarosa's like, what the hell's black job, Donald Trump? And like all these things that came out, like every single talking point came out, like 3 or 4 days afterwards. You can hear us just nail it on the 4th of July if you want. Yeah.
In the moment. Yeah. I mean, it was these other outlets, it takes them a couple days to cook it up, but here at Hard Factor, we get it to you fresh right away. You're hearing it on the RSS feed like a week later than it happened, but
right. But just know that
X.
we did it live. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. And we'll do it again.
Just know.
Just know.
Yeah.
Keep that in your head.
Yep. Remember that. Yeah. Hopefully we make it to a debate too. Hopefully.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
I feel like, but if Biden stays in the race, he has to do another debate because he has to. So there'll be another one. Don't worry. We're good. You want me to do the news? You want to start the news?
Mm-hmm.
I do.
Okay. Well, I will try to do that.
Okay.
So the Red Roof Inn. Ever heard of it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You guys stayed in one? Red Roof Inn?
Many a time back in the day, more so than recently, but when it was at the peak of its grandeur, yes, it was the place to be.
Well, it was never grand per se, but it was a there was a time when they
first came out.
Right, when they were some of the newer motels, but
yeah.
Pretty disgusting motel chain, a real down on your luck booking, or absolutely everything was booked up and no cheap or decent Airbnbs were around because you were late booking at a place hosting a mega popular event, or maybe you're on a long multi-day road trip, last resort type place.
Yes, on the highway a lot of times. Yeah. Red Roof Inn.
Yeah.
Very convenient.
You never want to book the Red Roof Inn. Sometimes you have to. That should be their slogan.
Mm-hmm. Hey, they are cheap
when it all falls through.
Well, that is unless you are a sex trafficking pimp, because then the Red Roof Inn is your number one booking destination. Apparently, number one. It's the Ritz.
It's believable. Yeah.
Red light, red roof. Kind of makes sense.
Yeah. They got the Red Roof logo thing. So that's because a salacious report has come out detailing the amount and locations of Red Roof Inn lodgings booked by sex traffickers, hoarding, relocating, trafficking women. Here's a little Dot, 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 dot. Those are all the dot, 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 dots of the Red Roof Inns where this happened.
Yeah, it's not good.
Go everywhere.
Yeah.
Near all the major cities, it looks like. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much everywhere. Apparently, managers of the Red Roof Inn don't ask too many questions when a guy with a neck tattoo pulls in with a U-Haul filled with 14-year-old Asian girls.
Hey, a booking's a booking.
That's right.
Yeah.
And hey, you said only 2 in this room.
Yeah.
Not
you got
12
any dogs.
Yeah.
When you work at the desk of the Red Roof Inn, you have to be used to all kinds of folks coming in. I mean, you don't know what's coming through that door. So, in their defense, they see all sorts, and so if
they see nothing. Will they see nothing?
Yeah.
I see nothing.
If they called the cops every time they saw some, questionable behavior, the cops would never leave the Red Roof Inn.
Look, those are low maintenance clients too, because they're not going to complain about a goddamn thing once they get in the room because they don't want to draw attention to themselves. So once they're checked in, you're not going to hear any complaints out of them. They're not going to.
They're not going to clean the room.
Low maintenance.
It's just you check in and that's it.
But
and
you're not disturbed.
You leave.
Goes up on that door, stays up on that door.
Yeah, but they bring in a lot of people, the Johns. So an investigation by the Independent has found that at least
they were like pimping them in there.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
You're about to hear. You're about to hear it. You're about to hear all of the brutal truth.
There were brothels.
Yes. Why do it at my house with my name on it when I can book a Red Roof Inn with cash? Right. So they just kind of, so this investigation found there's at least 42 federal lawsuits underway currently against the hotel chain and its franchisees, where almost 1,000 alleged sex trafficked women, many of which were underage at the time, are suing the chain for abuse that happened to them. The hotel rooms were being used as fuck shacks, obviously, according to lawsuits, and nothing was being done about it. They claimed the signs of their trafficking were so obvious and could not have been missed by the company, the employees, but no one did anything.
Okay.
I mean, I'm sure it was obvious, but like, have you ever seen a Red Roof Inn counter person? Not exactly the sharpest tools in the shed, nor are they too adamant about doing the check and make sure all the guests are okay and all that kind of stuff. Like you could do a lot of stuff in that room without being noticed by the
it's a low
perfect place.
Yeah.
It's the perfect
I mean,
place.
you could probably cook meth inside a Red Roof Inn. You could do a lot of things in there.
They have cooked meth inside a Red Roof Inn. There's tons of references and lawsuits to malnourished and underage girls and women under the control of, quote, pimps who conducted their business in front of hotel staff, rented numerous hotel rooms where male customers came and went every night, every day. 39 states and 115 Red Roof Inns were named in the lawsuits. It also revealed a senior Red Roof employee joked about the presence of pimps and hoes at one of the hotels under his management.
Yeah, because they knew. I mean, they had to have known a little bit that it was going on.
Remember that picture I sent you guys when I was coming back from my work trip, and there was a lady, a very obvious lady of the night, checking in for her residency at wherever we were. It was a very cheap motel. That guy, that guy knew what was going to be happening in her room.
Oh yeah, I mean, you see hookers all the time at motels. Yeah. So
she wasn't
at Red Roof Inn corporate, right? At Red Roof Inn corporate, they may just have assumed it was adults in a bad assumption,
or they might be getting kickback. The clerk was probably getting a little kickback.
Who knows?
Right?
Yeah, who knows how that works?
If I'm the Red Roof Inn manager and I see an adult woman without bruises happily declaring her residency to have sex with gentlemen that she chooses to, I'm probably going to turn a blind eye. If I see a bunch of malnourished young women with bruises, which you're about to hear about, I'm not going to turn a blind eye. Red Roof Inn is the only.
You should be a manager at Red Roof Inn.
Yeah.
Now more than ever, they need you.
I know. I'm willing to step. It sounds like a good job. That's why these guys didn't want to get fired. You kind of probably watch TV all day. You do
don't want to rock the boat.
Yeah. And you'll hear how profitable the Red Roof Inn is too. They probably make $60,000 a year, something like that, doing nothing. Red Roof Inn is not the only hotel chain among many facing similar shitty hotel chains facing similar allegations.
I bet.
And the victims from Red Roof Inn, even though there's 1,000 that came forward, are estimated to be in the tens of thousands. One woman named Tiffany, spelled E-N-Y, Tiffany, testified in Atlanta court recently while pregnant, saying that when she was 17, she was brutally trafficked by two men that went by the names of Bless and Bags between December 2010 and May 2011.
Wow.
Oh, blessing bags.
Yes, we have your room ready, Mr. Bags.
Yeah. Name's Cash.
yeah, he got that nickname for the dough he brings in, and also because of the container of his favorite drug.
I mean, it's smart to have a code name if you're a criminal, though. You know,
call me Mr. Moneybags, Mr. Bags.
I got your hotel room ready, Mr. Ruff.
Yeah. I'm Mr. Pimp. You know what I mean? Tiffany said she had to bang Johns for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and she had to make over $1,000 a day to get fed by the two pimps, Bless and Bags. Otherwise, they wouldn't feed her. Yeah.
Yikes.
Wow. That's a high expectation from Bless and Bags. Yeah.
Yeah. Tiffany was not once asked if she was okay or needed help by hotel staff. According to her, Red Roof Inn settled that lawsuit, by the way, for an undisclosed amount of money, but there's still at least 42 pending, like I mentioned. So Red Roof Inn is so profitable with their don't ask model that they pay off sex trafficking lawsuit. They have to pay off sex trafficking lawsuit money. Fuck you, money. Yeah. Fuck you, fuck money.
Well, it's a lot like the WWE model.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Really similar. Red Roof Inn. Yeah.
Yeah. Like half the people of the Red Roof Inn are pimps, hoes, and Johns, it seems like.
Yeah. You got to think Motel 6 is similar, right? Oh. The roadway in is probably really similar to that.
Yeah.
We'll keep the light on for your whores.
La Quinta's got to have some hoes in there.
Well,
La Quintas are pretty nice. Though. There's some really nice La Quintas.
There are some nice La Quintas, but some they got some hookers.
Yeah. You got to wonder what's going on with La Quinta's pet model. Like that might be bringing in a very interesting crowd.
I love La Quinta's pet model when I'm traveling. I stay at La Quinta's all the time for that.
You don't bang your animals. I'm talking about that guy that was driving around the school bus.
He
can set up in a La Quinta.
Oh, sure.
If only he wasn't in the Rust Belt. I don't think they have that. Up there. Yeah. He needs to get further south, you know?
Yeah. Probably shouldn't be giving these ideas out. Another woman claimed in court she was trafficked at Red Roof Inn in between 2015 and 2016. She had to bang at least 8 dudes a day, and she witnessed a pregnant woman get beaten to a bloody pulp by her pimp. And she said she saw maids come in and clean up trash bins filled with condoms and bloody towels on the regular, and they didn't say anything, of course.
Oh, don't put that on the maids. That's something you don't. I mean,
don't put it on anyone. Don't put it on the maids. Don't put it on the pimps. Don't.
Well, it's on bags.
Don't put it on the Johns. Don't put.
I didn't say that, Mark. I said don't put it on the maids who want to keep
if the maids are illegal, I wouldn't say anything.
That's kind of what I'm saying.
If they're legal, they should have said something.
A lot of times that might be the case. It's on Bags in the end. Bags and what was the other guy's name?
Bless.
Bless.
It's on Bless and Bags in the end.
Bless you.
And I mean, they probably want to refresh their policies for the managers there of at least mentioning when there could be.
What about the police in these incidences that it was so obvious
that weren't reported, that were never reported?
Right. So the police was never
fucking obvious.
Well,
you got to advertise this kind of stuff.
I guess the police could knock on every door at the Red Roof.
You got to advertise. You can't just somewhere someone is putting out the information that these girls are in this fucking room.
If Joe Blow at Red Roof Inn corporate knows it's going down, the local PD knows it's there too.
Yeah, they should.
I still have scars," said Tiffany 12 years later while crying, pregnant in court.
She was failed by everybody involved.
Yes. Pretty bad.
Especially Bags and Bless. I gotta say, those are the main culprits in the story. But Red Roof Inn as well, and the local cops didn't catch it. Yeah,
a lot of 1-star reviews. The staff didn't do anything type thing for the Red Roof Inn.
1 star. Staff didn't stop my sex trafficking.
Right.
Yeah, it's a tough review.
Staff didn't ask me why I was bleeding. So. I don't know what's going to happen with the Red Roof Inn, if they're going to go the way of Redbox if they lose all 42 of these cases. But I'm sure pimps will find a new Red Roof Inn. Yeah,
I mean, they're just going to pay them out, it sounds like. And then it's going to be continuously like this at a lot of motels.
Yeah, I mean
motels are seedy places.
They're made for this, basically.
Yeah.
Maybe some better training.
Yeah, some better, observational
motel workers,
Right.
They're not the kind of people that you can trade easily.
If you have the money to pay out 42 federal lawsuits, maybe pay them $22.
Pay them a little bit more,
instead of $14 an hour. Then you can
make
get
the hotels nicer, safer.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah,
I mean, 99% of the time, they're just keeping the girls in the car. They're going to check in. They go around the fucking building. They sneak the girls in. The Johns
are coming in morning, night, and
right,
dinner,
but they're also driving around to the back of the. I'm not saying it wasn't obvious, but in a lot of cases, I'm sure it wasn't as obvious as it might seem, because you've ever
the maids are cleaning up 50 condoms from rooms a day. The guys are piling in
sloppiness on blessing. Bags is full. Bags is.
I don't know.
Bad.
I'm going to put some of the blame on the Red Roof Inn management, executives, staff, and the legal maids.
Live comment from D. He says Red Roof Inn managers would turn a blind eye to somebody dragging body bags to their car, which is probably true.
Yeah.
I mean, they would just probably probably equipment, probably just equipment, for their job. It's going to go about my day.
Sounds like that's a literal statement based on this report.
Sure it is.
Sure, it's happened with the 10,000 women. One of them probably died.
Yeah. Motels, a lot of deaths.
Now, how many women are going to be on this lawsuit? Is it going to be like
right now it's diluted?
What is it?
Right now it's 1,000 to spread across 42 lawsuits, but investigators assume it's like, a lot of people didn't come forward because they probably are dead or don't want to, or,
that's a lot for them. That's
1,000 came forward.
Come forward. Yeah. That's a lot.
Yeah. That's best I'm saying.
And glad they're out of the sex traffic. That's 1,000 people that aren't being sex trafficked anymore, which is
That's correct. That's good.
Yeah,
maybe.
There you go. It's a good story.
Yeah. This lawsuit's great. Yikes. Well, I'm going to look at the Red Roof Inn a whole lot different now. Every time I drive by, I might go knock on some doors.
I'm going to look at it about the same. I never looked at the Red Roof Inn and thought, man, that's a place that definitely doesn't have sex trafficking going on.
No. I'm
not going to stay there.
I didn't think it was that wide scale, and I also thought it was probably more like what Wes saw, where an adult prostitute just kind of conducts her business there. I didn't realize that it was so prolific across 39 states that it's
just a place for sex traffickers.
So many Americans even were being sex trafficked.
Well, I think there's just a lot more crime that happens in people.
Yeah, would care to think about. Yeah.
Motel 6 is shaking in their boots after this lawsuit. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. Oh, well, they said others are in lawsuits too. I just read the report on the Red Roof Inn. I'm sure they're the
roadway. Yeah. That's got to be like 50% traffickers.
Yeah, it's probably worse.
Only on highways.
Yeah.
Motel 6 is probably more prevalent than
you got Red Roof Inn. Truckers killing prostitutes and sex trafficked all along the highways of America.
All the highway chains, man. It's got to be bad. Yeah.
Like it's all those highway serial killer truckers.
Yep. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. It's just and it's always the towns there. Usually it's not the best town. It's like a highway town. It's tough. So it's it's not not great. Well, that's a big downfall for the Red Roof Inn and all involved with that last one. Let's talk about comebacks, though, right? It's a little bit like you have to fall down to come back. You got to go away.
Yesterday's comeback was about a pedophile.
That's right.
True. Maybe somewhat the same today, but it's a little bit different. You can't be the comeback player of the year without a shitty year or an injury, something like that before.
Right.
We've all had them. You've been down, just like the Red Roof Inn and all the people that have been there. But bounce backs are great. Okay. And we've got two huge bounce backs to talk about today. First up, the first son, Honey Bee. Hunter Biden is his official name. He's back in the White House. And this time, he's not just leaving his bag of Coke in the lockers and taking off. Nope. Well, alleged, maybe. They never named who it was, but no, he's not doing that this time. Honey Bee is inside the Situation Room this time. Take a listen to MSNBC.
Breaking news. We're now learning that Hunter Biden is attending some of the president's meetings at the White House, staying close to his father post-debate. NBC's Monica Alba is reporting from Washington, D.C. What more can you tell us, Monica?
Well, these are new details coming in to our team, Chris, along with my colleagues Kristen Welker, Mike Memley, and Sarah Fitzpatrick, we have learned from sources familiar with the situation at the White House that Hunter Biden has been by his father's side ever since they were at Camp David this weekend as a family, where they had some discussions about the president's potential path forward here and his re-election campaign, and that since he returned from Camp David last evening with his father, we understand that Hunter Biden has even joined some meetings and conversations that have taken place between the president and some of his most senior advisors and senior staff. And while we should note that it's not unusual for Hunter Biden to be at the White House, to be in the residence, to be attending certain White House events, which we have certainly seen time and time again over the last 3.5 years, where we have seen photos of him and where he has appeared in public, it is unusual, according to the people we spoke with, for him to be participating at this level and to have the sort of regularity of some of these contacts and conversations with senior staff. We understand, again, since returning yesterday from Camp David, where they were more huddled as a family, to now as the president has resumed some of his more traditional meetings at the White House with those key advisors.
So
yeah, it's not unusual for Hunter to be around. What is unusual is he started to ask people to call him Mr. President.
Right now, he's basically the president.
He does look presidential in some of those photos. I mean, I got to admit, he's
cleaned it up.
Yeah, he is.
He's
Next
now
on the agenda. Pardoning me.
Yeah. No, I mean, his dad's a vegetable. He's now at every single meeting with his dad. He's the president. Hunter Biden's the president. Well, it's terrible.
Dad, I had a whole lot of fun for 50 years. Let me take it from here. Let me take it from here.
Ready to grow up, Dad.
Yeah.
Time for me to take my spot finally. Well, it's terrifying that Hunter is probably basically telling Joe to do what to do at this point. It does make me hopeful that a surprise weed legalization could be on the way. Talk about a comeback, though. Ooh. Hunter Biden, convicted felon 1 week, calling the shots at the White House the next. Donald Trump, very jealous, wanting to do the exact same thing next. He wants his chance at the same comeback.
And Donnie Jr. 4 years from then, if Trump got
he has to get the felony, though, because Hunter and Donald Sr. both already have that. So
true.
It can happen for anybody. You can. Be
I wouldn't put it past him.
The president, or basically the president, the next week.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. That is impressive.
Yeah, it really is. Also terrifying, but impressive. And speaking of old dinosaur, Joe, a real dinosaur, a new one, has been unearthed in Montana, and it's exceptionally badass. The Lokiceratops is what it's called. That's a skull right there. Oh, cool. It's called that because it's a triceratops, except with an extra set of Loki-ish horns at the top of the head. See that?
Oh, holy shit!
Horns. Yeah,
nice.
That's a badass dinosaur.
It is cool looking, and it was in Montana. That's where they dug up the first bones of it. Loki's horns, though, actually go up and back. I saw a lot of people complaining that, like, you can't just name a dinosaur after Loki because you're a giant nerd, scientist.
Well, no, the giant nerds are complaining.
It's what they appeared to do. No, I don't.
Nerds on both sides of this.
Yeah. It's a controversy over the horns, because you see Loki's horns are not exactly the same. They go up and back.
Actually, the horns go up and back.
The Lokiceratops goes out and down. I mean, it's a discrepancy in the Loki horn community. Yeah.
Loki would never be in that region in the world. He's from Asgard.
Yeah. But
dinosaurs too peaceful.
Yeah. Not mischievous enough to be a mischievous dinosaur.
It's a cool name.
It is a cool name. And it was 22 feet long, 11,000 pounds, a certified unit, the Lokiceratops, about the size of a modern day elephant, originally dug up in Montana, like I was telling you guys. I guess it was 2019 in Montana, but now the 78 million year old Lokiceratops fossils have been given the distinction of being a brand new species. So we did it. America had some badass dinosaurs before that big asteroid, tore a hole in Mexico, killed them all. So
yeah, they had a good run.
You think they would have discovered all these paleontologists lazy. You think they would have discovered every dinosaur by now? I mean, they've had a while. You know,
I don't think there's that many of them, Wes. Is the problem?
I think there's a lot of them.
There's probably a
You
lot
think
more
so?
than we found. Yeah, because
Yeah.
we're finding new
There's
Triceratops
so much
all the time.
land.
Like
I don't think they have a lot of money and like equipment and stuff. I think they're kind of just digging. Like they're like you and I when we go metal detecting.
Right. They get a grant and then they just drag their feet.
right. And they're like, where did the Poopseum guy say he thought the next one was at? And then they go dig there and they might find it or not. It's like Mark says, like we know so little about what's beneath our feet in general. Like
Right. I
in
mean,
the ocean.
we don't even know what's in the
ground.
ocean. Yeah.
We probably know mostly about metal and oil because that's what we drill for the most. But like,
I mean, they had that shotgun technology way back in the Jurassic Park movie. I'm sure they have more advanced stuff now to
What
uncover
shotgun
bone.
technology?
Remember that where they shoot the thing in the ground and then it pulls up a computer generated image of like a dinosaur laying on its side underground in the very opening scene of Jurassic Park.
That was probably completely fake.
so you're saying
sure.
how come?
Yeah,
How come they haven't? So Wes, you're asking Wes. So the question is, how come they haven't done like electromagnetic imaging of the entire Earth's crust?
Well, at least Montana. I would start with the entirety of Montana because that's where all this shit seems to be found.
True.
That was back in '94, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
They've just been not scanning
93.
since then.
What's going on? Well, stagnant in the dinosaur discovery technology.
I'm sure it was incredible, but you're probably talking about like a 20-yard by 20-yard area, right? So like if you realistically to cover the whole globe, it would be huge effort.
Yeah.
I think it's like you say, they just like go to places they think they're going to find something.
Yeah. I understand.
When they have the money. But yeah, that would be do you guys want to be archaeologists? I don't think it's not for me.
I've always
Gigging
said
all day? No, thanks.
I've always said I have the world's worst archaeologist gig, doing cat litter.
Right.
It's always
Kinda,
finding cat turds.
At least the stuff you find in the field would be.
You get excited when you find a real big one.
Yeah.
It's a good day.
That's always cat turds.
Honey, come look at this one. This discovery.
Do you ever get a toy in there on accident? Like you might get a surprise, or is it just always?
No, but to Wes's point, if the cat gets like diarrhea, it turns into like a pancake shape. So it's like, that's pretty cool. Look at this pancake.
Right. With the litter. Yeah.
Cool.
That's a neat shape.
It made my day.
I'm an archaeologist a few times a week, Les.
Honey, come look at this.
Look like a pancake to you?
I would definitely do it. It sounds like a sweet gig, as long as it's not in like the desert in 120 degrees heat. It sounds.
Well,
like
it always
cool,
is.
Sounds like
I feel like it's always
outside of the horrible weather conditions. Yes, I would do it.
every archaeology movie is in the middle of the desert.
Just wind and dust in your face.
They're wearing like long outfits. If it was in like Michigan, I would do it.
Sure. Yeah.
I want to see Mark as a dusty ass archaeologist.
Dude, I sweat in 70-degree weather. I'm not
He's
going.
got like a dust scarf that he's.
You'd have to go shirtless. You'd just be like a dust all through your hair.
My chest hair.
Yeah.
I run hot. I don't know. All right.
Moving on. South Korean news. A robot in South Korea has displayed perhaps the most genuine likeness to human emotion of any robot yet. Okay. According to representatives at the Gumi City Council in South Korea, a robot that was developed by Bear Robotics and was first hired in August 2023. So not even a year ago at the mayor's office. And its job was to help employees with daily document delivery, advertising, providing information to local residents. It had her of the monotony of its job. Okay. The robot actually held a civil servant card. They worked him or her 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. I'm pretty sure it was a guy, and was capable of using the elevator to get to different floors to complete its tasks. But after not even a year on the job, was tired of being stuck in its dead-end job, no recognition, no prospects to move up in robot status. And according to witnesses, the robot had been circling in one place for a long time, mumbling something about how his wife couldn't cook dog for shit. And then it hurled itself down a flight of stairs, an act that the news is calling the first case of robot suicide.
What?
The robot ended itself?
Yeah. They're literally calling it the first case of robot suicide. They said it
Was
just
that
jumped.
picture you showed us the actual robot?
Yeah,
Was it
pretty
a
sure.
trash bot?
Yeah, it was it would like, I don't know if that's the actual robot, but that's the picture from the article.
Damn.
Yeah. So
this robot was just sick of being a trash man. It hated its life as a trash man.
I don't know if it was it said that it did deliveries and like
multi-purpose.
Yeah,
like
multi-purpose.
It's like a bus boy robot.
Right.
It would either bring you your food or you would put your trash in it and it would take your trash back.
It was the lowest on the totem pole at the workplace, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, whenever you see a robot just circling, it's not good, but that robot's an actual circle with circle wheels, so that might not have been alarming because
they
of
thought
that
it was
shape.
just like malfunctioning. Yeah, it's just like, oh, trash can's spinning again.
But
Classic.
like a two-legged robot circling, that's bad news.
Yeah.
They didn't know that robot was in severe depression and was about to end it all.
Right. Well, no one told it that it was doing a good job. No one, said hi to it in the halls. Just he was like, it was a ghost. And it finally was just like, after not even a year, like, I'm done. I'm out. So it hurled itself down the stairs.
So are they positive it's a robot suicide or just about, and not just a malfunctioning machine, or is it, I mean,
they're calling it a robot suicide. I mean, I don't know if it was a malfunction of the robot's brain because of the monotony of the job, or just that it was a terribly built robot, probably the latter. But yeah, they're saying this is a case of suicide, and they're not going to hire another robot anytime soon because they're mourning the loss of this robot currently.
Wow.
Yeah.
One way to find out is to bring it back to life and see how angry it is.
Yep.
Did it.
Because you can do it, probably.
Ask some questions. Anyway, that was a little fun one. Speaking of South Korean dog, we have another dog scandal in politics we need to discuss. This time it's not Biden's dog attacking Secret Service members or Lauren Boebert bragging about killing her neighbor's dog. This time it's RFK who is in trouble.
Christy Noem, but yeah.
Oh, was it? Oh, Christy Noem.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
I thought it was Boebert.
I think it was her dog too, right?
Her own. Yeah. Made it even weirder.
It's funny. I searched Lauren Boebert dog and something came up. So I thought I had fact.
Let's use Lauren Boebert killed her neighbor's dog.
I was like, fact check. Did Lauren Boebert kill her neighbor's dog? And that's what I
said. No.
Yeah. Well, I assumed I was on the right track if I recognized.
Yeah, no, it said she didn't.
No, it was her hunting puppy that she couldn't train to hunt, and she said it was worse than worthless, and she would kill it again if she could.
Okay,
that's the one.
Yeah.
Sorry, Lauren. Christy Noem. Check out this picture that has surfaced. That is
what is he eating?
Well, it's the alleged barbecued carcass of what expert veterinarians are saying is the body of a rotisserie dog.
No chance.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
It does kind of look like a dog, though.
Yeah. So
would it be like a wolf, though, or a coyote?
Why would he be eating a wolf or coyote?
Well, he certainly makes more sense than a dog.
Well, it might make more sense as I tell you exactly where the picture came from. So this actually came out in Vanity Fair today in a big piece about the RFK's sinister past and his troubled past. So
his dog eating.
In the picture, you can't see if you're listening. RFK back in 2010, when he's much younger, is holding up a whole like a spit, you put a pig on a spit, and that's what it looks like, but it looks like a dog, and he's pretending to take a big bite out of it, along next to an unidentified woman who's also pretending to take a bite out of the dog. Now, apparently, RFK texted this pic to a friend.
That meat is probably rough.
Yeah.
Let me get a bite of it. Let me hold it up to my mouth.
I always wanted to try dog. Apparently RFK texted the pic to a friend last year, and after that, a friend leaked the photos, and Vanity Fair published an article today titled RFK Jr.'s family doesn't want him to run. Even they may not know his darkest secrets. And in the article, it says, according to okay, so from the article published today, written by Joe Hagan, I got to give him some credit because I just basically quote him. Last year, RFK texted a photograph to a friend. In the photo, RFK was posing alongside a woman with the barbecued remains of what appears to be a dog. Kennedy told the person who was traveling to Asia that he might enjoy a restaurant in Korea that served dog on the menu, suggesting that that may have been dog and that Kennedy had sampled dog. So the photo was taken in 2010, and this is according to the digital files metadata, and that was the same year he was diagnosed with a dead tapeworm.
That's what I was going to ask, Wes. I was going to ask, did his voice kit come from the dog? Like, did it?
It might have, Will. It might have. This dog might have done him in.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Same time frame as the brainworm.
Same time frame. He's taking a bite out of this dead dog. So a veterinarian who examined the photograph says the carcass is a canine, pointing to the 13 pairs of ribs, which include the telltale floating rib found in dogs. And the
dude, what group of people would cook a dog?
Koreans.
Yeah,
but he's not in Korea. He's in America.
I think what they're suggesting is maybe okay. So he was actually let me see. I think
you like learn a little bit of the language, where to go. You don't cook a dog
because he said you might want to try this place in Korea.
I think this picture may be from when he traveled to Asia. Don't quote me.
That was taken in Korea, basically.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well then, okay.
Yeah.
So it's like, I mean, I don't look if someone wants to try a dog when they're in Korea because that's what the locals eat. I'm not
legal there. I mean,
it's not that crazy to me. It is crazy to eat the dog, then get a dead tapeworm in your brain, and then still be running for president afterwards.
Pose with the carcass.
Yeah, look at that thing. I mean, that looks like a dog to me. It's like it's about the size of an Australian shepherd. I mean,
when in Rome, he really went for it.
Yeah. So, obviously animal rights activists, PETA, people that love dogs are all up in arms. But the article also went on to say that this guy he's had a lot of poor judgment in his life. He talks about how he's addicted to heroin for many years. He uses that as kind of like a platform to say that he would be able to help the most with America's addiction problem. But the article also said that when he was married to his second wife, Mary Richardson, he was known to text other damning images to friends as well of nude women. And those friends assumed Kennedy had taken the pictures, but they didn't know whether the subjects had consented to having their genitalia photographed, let alone share with other people.
He's one of those guys.
Yeah, he was sharing Jenny pics.
How's your weekend? Check out mine.
Eat some dog and some pussy. Ate some cat and some dog.
Big weekend.
So I mean, the article I didn't read the whole thing, but this guy was a lunatic. They're talking about how he was at Harvard. He would leap between gaps between two 6-story buildings. He kept an owl in his house and carried a live snake around campus.
Whoa. That's weird.
Dude, growing up as a Kennedy, it's tough, though. I mean,
yeah, he's just a lunatic.
Yeah.
And now we have what we have now, which is someone you can barely understand and who has every conspiracy theory believes is true. But
interesting.
Yeah. So he's denying it's a dog, but
that's a dog. I mean, it's pretty clear when you look at it, it's a dog.
Yeah. I've never heard of anyone rotisserie a coyote. Rib? I don't think people eat do people eat coyote? I've always just heard you just kill them and leave them there for vultures.
And the only people who eat dogs is like countries where they eat dogs, like over in Asia.
Like what he was saying. Hey, you might want to look at me. I've done it. Check it out when you're over there. It's delicious. So
it says some people eat coyote meat.
You gotta be real. You gotta be real down on your luck to eat coyote.
Yeah, you'd be dead. When he said it's got to be like diseased most of the time.
Let me ask you this, Wes. When he said it wasn't a dog, did he say what it was?
No, didn't say it. Did not identify. It just said it's not a dog.
The follow-up to know it's not a dog would be some other animal would help.
No, I don't see that he identified it as any other thing. He couldn't think that quickly on his feet.
That's problematic.
Yeah, he couldn't point out what it was.
Yeah,
definitely not a dog.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty doggish. To be the biggest raccoon I've ever seen.
A barbecued dog.
Yeah.
That looks
Raccoons don't have the floating rib. The floating rib,
No.
the ribs are what's damning them here.
Look at the back of that thing. That's anyway. So yeah. Anyway, that's
We
that's
could
it.
do RFK interviewing an Indian man.
Yeah, I can't do it RFK. I can do an
switch?
Indian man
Yeah.
the whole time, but I can't do RFK the whole time. My voice.
Yeah,
goes
but
out.
what about switching back and forth, like Mark's
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
An Indian man, RFK explaining to an Indian 7-Eleven owner why he's the best candidate.
Hey, have you ever been over to South Korea and eaten dog? No, I have not. I would love to try it though. It sounds delicious.
Yeah. RFK convincing the 7-Eleven guy he should add dog to the menu at 7-Eleven.
Yeah. So
Dog to keto.
I don't know.
They already call them hot dogs.
Yeah.
Oh.
Anyway, we'll see what comes of that. But people are upset about the photo. We'll see if he can identify exactly what animal he claims it is. But it's a dog.
How long does he need?
Yeah. I mean, he's looking at all like
people. He's got people on the team coming up with other animals it could be.
yeah.
It's dog or coyote, pal.
What other? Yeah. Just say it's a coyote. That's the only thing you got. What other animals have a floating rib?
It could only be like a fox, a coyote,
Could
or
be a fox, maybe.
wolf.
Right. That's a small wolf. It could be the only thing I don't know if people eat fox either. I think the most logical thing is dog. Just say it's a fucking dog. That's how you got your tapeworm. That's why you're all fucked up because you ate that dog.
It adds up.
He could say he did his time. He learned his lesson.
That's right. Anyway,
I now live with half a brain because I ate the dog.
I mean,
Dude,
you
he's
got
an
that
interesting
place.
guy, huh?
Yeah, he's a crazy dude. That's the show. We will be back tomorrow, and but we're going to be releasing as Mark said, and Will said, the stream of our live debate for 4th of July, and then a new episode on Friday. So, if you don't, you're not going to hear from us after this until Friday. So we hope you have a great 4th. Enjoy your time. Be safe. Go USA, and have a great fucking day.